All right, and I think we are live. Let's see. Hello, everybody. This is Jedi here from the Some Worlds team. We've got the team with us. We got William on the design side. We got Marcio on the QA and support side, and Dre on marketing, and Amy on design as well. And yeah, it's great to be here. So we're just getting everything set up. We're going to post a notification on the app right now, and then we're just letting people trickle in here. So we're just taking a couple of minutes. Hey, what's up, Javier? Great to see you. Glad we can get everyone joining in. We are actually very excited about today. We're going to show what we've been working on the world side. And also, William is going to show us a special dance. I didn't think you would actually have anything to to come up with on the fly, William. That was good. Now, for some reason, I can't hear anyone else. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Can someone try talking on our team side?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. All right, cool. William, let's just do a sound check with everyone. I heard Marcio. Can we hear you, William?
Oh, I was on mute.
Oh, okay. It was a silent dance.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. We got William here. Andrea, can we do a sound check on your side?
Testing. I can hear everyone.
All right, awesome. And Amy?
Testing. I can hear everyone too.
All right, awesome. Okay, cool. So let's take a look here. So our goal today is to do a couple things. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the overview and roadmap of Some Worlds itself. We're going to talk a little bit about the beta instructions, and we're going to review the features that we've been building and that the team's been building out for everyone. And that's basically our agenda. It's not going to be a super long live stream. We'll probably maybe be like 30 minutes. I'd say it's going to be a relatively shorter one. And then next week, we're going to go in a little bit more depth as we actually release the first version of the beta and that kind of stuff. So that's the general plan. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, jokes, whatever you really want to say, just post them in the chat. And we've actually figured out a new way of using the chat. Oh, hey, Dual Star. So as an example, I can click here and we can actually display the chat messages on the screen. So we'll do that for anyone who's saying hi, and just use that to engage with everyone. All right, did I on our side, did I miss anything from the agenda?
Right now, it's just for the users to get the sneak peek, because I think we're 1 week or two before releasing the update, so you guys get to see everything before we release it.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. So let's see here. Let's see. Where should we start? Maybe we can start on let's start on the website side. So let me see if I can share my screen. I'm going to switch us over here to this scene, and then I'm going to switch us over here and stop sharing, and then I will replace the screen, and there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so just a quick update on the overview and the roadmap and kind of the direction we're taking. So one of the coolest things about the community in Some Worlds, especially on Discord, is the event systems that has been created. If we look at Discord, if anyone hasn't joined Discord, please join Discord, because it's awesome, to be able to chat with everyone. But the Some Worlds community does a great job of creating these events where they post a theme and have a bunch of people participate. That is super collaborative, right? And we realized that that's one of the, I think, most important things about the Sewing Worlds community is like kind of like that collaboration. So as a team, we got together a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, and we talked about the actual like vision and direction of Sewing Worlds, and the overall, arching thing that we're going to be doing moving forward is really focusing on that collaboration piece. So we actually added some collaboration features, which I'll talk about. And the design team and the marketing team are actually working on updating our website, updating the branding. And you can see right here, this is like a preview of what it's going to look like. And we're all really going to be focusing on collaboration. So we want to make the world building experience a more collaborative experience. So that way, you as a member of Sewing Worlds, you can either decide, hey, I'm going to create my own world, and I'm just going to kind of lock it down. It's going to be a private one. Or if you want to create a separate world that's public, you can actually get other people to actually help out. So that's going to be kind of cool. So that's the overall direction shift that we're going in, and I think it's going to be a really cool shift. Is there anything else for our team that we should talk about on that side or on the website side?
Yeah. For now on the website, like did I say, this is a new initiative that we're working on with the marketing team, with the design team, and this is just like the initial draft. So we'll probably have more surprises on the website once everything's ready.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So then I'm going to switch over my screens here. And so everyone in the chat, how are you guys doing today? Dual Star, Javier, what's up, everybody? I'd love to hear from you guys, see what's new in your lives. All right, so let me switch gears here. I'm going to switch over to the app itself. All right, let me see. Let's change this screen and move over. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right, let me see. Does that display okay, or should I change the resolution size? Let me see. Does it look better like this?
Yeah, it's better like that.
Better like that? Okay.
Yep.
All right, awesome. Okay, cool. So we've got a ton of new features in 3.2. So this whole thing is about 3.2. We're hoping to release in like 2 to 3 weeks officially. And there are literally a ton of new features, a lot of which have been requested by community. So I'm going to go through them. I got my little notes here in front of me, and we're just going to kind of talk about it. So I guess the first thing to talk about is Worlds itself. So you'll see here that we have a Worlds feed now. And these are going to be all the different worlds that people have created. So you'll be able to add this new summon type of a world. And you can create your own world. You can explore other people's worlds. So for instance, I can go into this one and I can click explore. I can see a couple different things. I can see the locations that are created under this world. I can see a timeline about the world, right? And then this adventure mode is it's a little experiment that we've been playing with. It's not going to be turned on for the first version, but we do intend to be turning this on in the next couple of weeks. So that's why you see it here. We'll probably have like a little, coming soon icon on it. And yeah, but we are excited to kind of release that, because ultimately our goal is to make these worlds not only like a world building tool, but also a place where you can actually interact with other people's worlds. So, the world building becomes an interactive tool where you can not only build, but also explore. So that's our ultimate goal here. Now, if I go to one of my worlds, let's go to my summon library. Let's go to demo world. Okay, cool. So this is a demo world that I started creating this morning here. And we can see we've got a couple different places in it. We have the Palace of Zeus. We got Athena's palace. We got the Den of Hades, etc. So in the Palace of Zeus, we can add landmarks. We did add the ability to actually edit your landmarks. This was something that was requested by the community. So you'll see here, we changed up the menu. We now have this like, I don't know, what are we calling it? William or Marcio, is this like a global menu or?
Control panel?
Control panel?
Yes.
All right, so the control panel, you can click the control panel right here, and then all your primary tools are here. So you see like the stuff like add to collection, share, summon, save image, that kind of stuff. That was all here on this toolbar originally. But since we wanted to add more capabilities for you all, we saw that, hey, it's going to be a little bit tight if we keep adding more and more buttons there. So now, William came up with this control panel. So now all your options are going to be right there. And awesome. And thank you, Dulsar. So for editing, I guess I could talk about this for a second here. We also wanted to change up a little bit the way editing is done. So if you click on edit, you now have everything in order is going to be editable, kind of the way that you already see it. And then you would just click save here. I believe before, the way we were doing it is you had to go into individual, like blocks. And here I've got the original app up that's live right now to the right here. So you can see, I go into edit mode, and then if I want to edit, let's say like the stats or something like that, I have to click into it again to edit. And we wanted to kind of change that, make that a little bit more seamless. So, now as soon as you click edit mode, everything is editable and you can just go through. We want to get your thoughts on how that performs. Does it feel good? Does it not? That's part of what we're going to be evaluating in the beta. So as you all use it, please let us know like how you're feeling about it. So that's going to be a piece of it. And let's see. And then we also have the ability to edit the landmark data now. That was something that was requested by the community also. So we've gone ahead and added that. Okay, I'm going to discard these changes. Okay, so let's go to Athena's Palace. And let's see, do I have any characters here? No, I don't have any characters. So I'm going to add Athena. And let's see if it works. We are live with a live demo, while we're still working on it. So let's see. Okay, it worked. Awesome. All right. So as you add characters to each of your locations, you'll also be able to go into these characters and it will unlock some new capabilities in your character summons that you don't have before. So first one's going to be the equipment. So we've broken this down into weapons, armor, items, and spells. So, if you want to actually equip Athena here, you could do so by creating a weapon and then equipping it to her. I believe we have a limit of, do you remember, Marcio, like how many we're limiting for the weapons and armor? Like what's like the...
Yep. So currently, and this is why we're releasing the beta, because we want to get your feedback. But as of right now, we have 2 weapons, 5 armors, 5 items, and 4 spells.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. So what is that? That's like a total of
16 artifacts. Yeah.
I guess my math isn't the best. All right, so 16 artifacts. All right, cool. So you'll be able to actually add that to the characters. Again, would love to get everyone's feedback for this system. Eventually we kind of are thinking that these the equipment that you're using might play in with the adventure mode. So as you're going on adventures, your equipment actually matters to some regard. But we're still trying to figure out those mechanics. And then we've also got the knowledge side. So on the knowledge, we have it broken down like this. If a character is added to a world, they're going to have knowledge about the equipment that they have, about other characters in the location that they live in, about the location itself, and then also custom knowledge, right? Custom knowledge is going to be anything that you want to, add to that character. And then finally, we've also added this thing called instructions. So instructions are going to be ways that you guys can actually customize your characters to to just customize them more, to be more fluid in how you want that character to respond in the chat conversations. So we're really excited about that too, actually. And again, we'll see what people come up with. We put like an example here, like for instance, personality trait. Maybe they're courageous and honorable. Maybe they're devious, but these things will actually influence the AI on how they're going to respond in chat. All right, cool. So what should we talk about next, Marcio?
Maybe we can start getting into like the memories that right now users are able to interact with the characters, use the knowledge of the character, and then start saving those memories. I think that's a cool new feature as well.
Oh yeah, true. All right, let me load up. I'll load up the chat here. Let's see if it works. Can I load it from the screen, or is that still a bug that we're working on?
You cannot load it from within the app right now. That's a bug that it's currently being worked by the devs.
Oh, okay. All right, no worries. So then I will show it on the screen over here. All right, let me load this screen. Woo! Oh, someone's getting feedback. Is it me?
Hello?
What was that sound? Did anyone hear that, or was that just a?
Yeah, it was like a buzzing sound. No idea what that was.
Okay, I think it was on your side, Marcio. It was just like. All right, no worries. All right, so let me go over here to chats here. Okay, so I will show everyone the new chat side. All right, so a couple new things we added on the chat piece. We added the memory. So we actually updated chat memory. So before an application, when you were chatting with a summon, essentially it would kind of recap the last like 10 conversations that you would have, and that's how it kept the memory going. A lot of people have been requesting that we expand upon that, so we've actually added that in. Now the way it's going to work is as you're having conversations with your actual summon. So like let's say I went into here. Let's say I went into this. I'll go into Bramblethorn and I'll chat with Bramblethorn here. So I'll say hi. He responds. And then I say hi again, and I say hi again. So basically every 10 combined messages that you send, it will auto-generate a memory, all right? So it's just going to automatically create it. And then we've got different tiers for free users versus pro users. But essentially, there's a limit on how many memories you have. I think it's 10 on the free plan. And then what is it on the pro plan, Marcio?
20.
20? All right, 20 on the pro plan. And each memory is actually going to be a summary of a bunch of messages, right? So so if you have 20 memories, 20 times 10, that's essentially like 200 conversations that you've summarized, back and forth. So it's going to be a big expansion of the actual memory system in the app.
And we're still not removing the backtrack feature, and you can also edit those memories. So it's not like, I already created the memory. I can no longer, change what the AI is going to remember. You can still edit the memory and customize it to however you want it.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And then we also have, let's see, we also have instructions here. So let me go over. Oh, I'll make this full screen again. That way everyone can see it. All right. So we've got the instructions. All right. So these are going to be added into every single dialogue that you have, with your AI characters. Essentially, we have additional instructions, emotional response, personality traits, etc. So these are all initially created by the person who's creating the summon, But then we also have the ability to actually override them. So like, let's say Marcio creates a summon like Athena, he puts all of his instructions in, and then William wants to actually use Athena. He doesn't quite like the way Marcio set it up. He can actually change those settings just for him, right? As a local override, so to speak. And that way, everyone can kind of customize their experience there. All right, and then the last piece is the world knowledge. So for world knowledge, we've got the equipment, characters, locations, and custom knowledge. And then we added in this context meter. So essentially, as these worlds grow, we anticipate that you guys are going to, create, pretty big worlds, right? People have already been creating these, infinite worlds in their summon library. They haven't had a way to like officially group them together as a world. So we anticipate the context or collections. Yeah, true. Yeah. And so we anticipate that the context is going to go, higher and higher and higher. And obviously that costs more real money from the hosting side, right? So like we need to cover those costs somehow. So what we've done is we said, okay, if you're between 0 to 1,000 tokens, it's going to be included in the plan that you're already on. After 1,000 tokens, right, then you would just pay essentially per 1,000 tokens and additional mana in order to include more and more knowledge. So if you wanted to have, 5,000 tokens worth of knowledge, which would be a lot of locations, a lot of characters, right? You can absolutely do so. But then someone else, they might not want all that knowledge as part of their conversation. So then they could turn it off on their side, right? So it gives you the flexibility. And then these dynamically update, as you go through and as you add, update your memories, as you update the world knowledge, etc. So we definitely want to get everyone's feedback on this. And yeah, we'd love to, essentially see how that goes for you. Let's see. I saw some messages from the chat. Let's see. Dual Star said that'll be great. There are stories I'd like them to remember. Will unpublished summons be allowed to visit worlds? That's a good question. So will they be allowed to visit a world?
So the way how we set up this, it's similar to Dual Star. You can see this as a big collection, right? And so currently, what you have in your app, if you add a summon to a collection, and then you want to make the collection visible, you are forced to make all the summons within that collection public to the community. It's going to be the same for the world. If you want that world to be public, then all the summons inside of that world will be public. Now, if you add a already published summon to a world, users will only be able to see the summon, but not the characters or the knowledge of that summon.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that, that sounds right to me. TriStar, does that answer your question? And then while we're waiting on them to respond, I think the other piece here, did we make any changes to the voice stuff, Marcio, or was that just bug fixes?
No, it's just bug fixes. We're still having the same voice previews, so you guys are going to be able to choose, the type of voice you want for your character. If you want it to be more like a kid, or like an elderly, or like just an adult, you'll be able to do so. Something cool is that you will be able to. Well, Jedi already mentioned the part of the landmarks in the location, but you can also add images to a world, and I'm pretty sure you're going to touch base on this, but you'll be able to increase the quality of the additional images to images for your characters in your worlds, or the artifacts in your world.
Awesome. Okay. Yep. It looks like we just got a bunch of people joining. Hey, we got Felfon and Michael Barber. Hey, guys. Yeah, actually, Andrea, I forgot to tell you the summoners tag. I created it like I think yesterday, but I don't think we hooked it up yet, so it doesn't actually notify everyone yet. So we have to find a way to tag everyone as a summoner, and then it will notify everyone.
Yeah, sorry for that, guys. I didn't know that. So yeah, but we're still talking about words, so we can go quickly over what we cover right now. And there's a poll active right now, so you can let us know which part you want to go over first over the words features.
Oh, cool! I didn't know there was a poll. Awesome. Oh, hey, we got Jordan. We got Lou Server. What's up, y'all? Hi. Hey, everybody. It's great to see everyone. We got a bunch of people joining in. All right, so let's see here. Let me go back to this screen. Okay, so what we're essentially doing here is we are reviewing the world's features that we're building out, and then we're talking about the beta stuff. So we talked about creating the worlds and how we can assign locations, characters, and then we can actually assign equipment to characters now. One important thing is that when basically a world is like a permanent thing. So in order for all this to work, you have to, when you create a character for a world, you're binding it into that world. And then that's what gives it like the knowledge about everything else, around that world. So just keep that in mind as you guys are going through and testing this out. We go back to our world here. All right, and we talked about the editing. We talked about chat and memory. Talked about the menu. Perfect. And then, okay. And then I think the last thing, just from kind of like a new feature side that we want to get everyone's, thoughts on, is the tabs and accordions set up. So in the original app, I'll just pull the original app up right over here. Right. When we go and click view more, we've got all of our stats here, like, all on one screen. And you have to scroll pretty far in order to, find like where you want to be for whatever you're trying to edit or that kind of thing. We updated that a little bit so that way everything has an accordion view. That way, it's kind of like grouped based upon, what it is. So here's like the stats, the alignment, the abilities, that kind of thing, actions as well. And this is an experiment. So, let us, please, like, especially during the beta, let us know what you guys think about this. Like, is this an improvement? Is it not? What do you like? What do you not like? That's going to be, really important because nothing is permanent, right? We're trying to make these changes based upon what everyone's asking for in Discord. And yeah, it's really going to be kind of up to you guys if we get a consensus on, certain types of features or functionality. That's generally what we want to build. So yeah. Oh, and then I see Felfon said it's definitely convenient. All right, awesome. That is a positive sign. Then I'm glad you think so. All right, cool. So let's talk about the actual beta itself then. So here is the plan. We've got about, I think, 60 tickets left before we feel like we can go fully live, right? And we also want to have at least a week or two of you all actually like playing with the app in beta before we go fully on production. Okay. So how we're going to do that is next week on Monday, we're going to start sending out the beta sign-up invitations. It's going to be a form that looks like, let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, it's going to be a form that looks like this. Some of you guys have already signed up on this form. If you haven't, please do. It's pretty short. But basically, we just need information about like what's your device that you're using, the type of phone you have, how do you use the app, how often, are you free, are you pro? We want it, and it doesn't matter if you're free or pro. We want to get like an even representation. So we're going to have some free users, we're going to have some pro users. and we want to make sure we have people testing on like all different types of devices. So we're going to kind of go, through the list and kind of decide, who gets the first invitations. Some of it will be lottery, some of it will be specifically if you have like a certain device, that kind of thing. So please be honest about like the type of device you have. There are thousands and thousands of different types of phone out there. And yeah, so it makes a big difference. Serenade said, I want a ticket. Well, hopefully we could get you one, Serenade.
Also, Phil brought up a really good comment, which is sometimes when you edit a summon, you have to click that green arrow. This is why we are changing the editing layout because we want that easiness and that flow to be smooth when you're editing a summon. So the accordion type of view and like the whole format of when you click edit, having all of the sections available for you, it's gonna prevent from you to like, oh, I forgot to click the green arrow and I discarded all the changes. I have to do all over again. So very good comment, Phil, and eager to see your feedback on the editing function.
Yeah, totally. And you can see I'm showing that right as Marcy was talking about it. I was trying to show it here. So I'm in edit mode now, and I can edit all these things, and I don't have to like wait, or click a separate button for each one like I did before. So yeah, hopefully y'all like that. And let me see. Danielle said, "How do I search when I need to find a world with specific properties?" Good question. So we are experimenting with a new tagging system here. So let me go back and here, I'll create a new world. All right, so this is going to be Danielle's world, the wonderful world of Danielle, blue skies, and I don't know, blue oceans. All right, and then here, and we got some tags. So the tagging system is essentially, I think, what you're asking for, Danielle. Like let's say you wanted to make this a world focused on Greek mythology. You could actually add those hashtags in, Greek mythology. I don't know, maybe fantasy, etc. So we're hoping that this tagging system is a way to allow people to find worlds that are relevant to them. So I hope this helps, answer that. And was there anything else that we did on like the tagging system or search and discovery, William?
Yeah, you can remember we added a new filter on the feeds. Or was that part?
Oh yeah, okay. Cool. I do filter on the feeds, yeah. So here, let me go ahead and create Danielle's world. Oh, I almost forgot. Enhanced image generation. This one I think is going to be really, well, I'm hoping this is really well received. So, okay. We also wanted to add the ability for y'all to like increase the quality of the AI images. So essentially the way the AI providers charge us, every time you create an image, well, we pay like an actual dollar amount for that image, and that's why we charge for Pro, right? Because essentially you guys are, we're just passing that cost through to you. There is the ability to enhance the image generation through a thing called steps. So essentially the number of steps is how many steps the AI takes before it generates it. And the more steps there are, the more expensive it is. So we couldn't just be like, okay, well, everyone, can do 100 unlimited at the same price point, because A, not everyone would want that. And B, it would be very, very expensive. But, for our Uber users who, don't care about the cost and they just want like the top quality images, you now have the ability to turn this on where you can actually change the number of steps. So where the free users are defaulting to 20 steps, Pro users are starting at 30 steps. And then every additional 10 steps, it would just cost an additional 4 mana for that image. So if I wanted to go up to 100 steps for like maximum quality, then it would be an extra 28 mana for that image. Or if I just wanted to go up an extra 10 steps, it would just be an extra 4 mana. Right. So I'll go ahead and do that here, and then we'll summon it.
And just quick note, because you are in worlds right now. This applies to any summon type. It doesn't necessarily need to be a world. You can do any summon type with the enhanced images.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. And I think, William, did we have an image somewhere that shows like the differences between the different types? Do you remember that?
I don't want you to click the one on the app, but they're on Figma. There's a comparison.
They're on Figma.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me follow. Are you on this one? Can I follow you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, perfect. All right, yeah, perfect. So thanks, William. So here's an example, right? With the same prompt, you can see like a difference. So this is what it would look like from 20 steps. This is what it would look like for 100 steps. The biggest differences are, the beard has more qualities, more detail. The coat has more quality and detail. The hat has more quality and detail, etc. So probably what I would suggest doing is, like when you're on the lower steps, find a prompt that matches like what you're trying to actually create, and then from there, once you find that prompt, then you can like do the enhanced steps, because that would probably work better. All right, awesome. And then it looks like Danielle asked, I would like to know, there are dozens of spells in the application. How can I add them to existing world? Okay, so if we go into the world here, and we're going to go, oh, this is Danielle's world. Let me go into my world I already created. The demo world, Palace of Zeus, characters, and Athena. Okay, so to answer your question, Danielle, basically, when you add a character to a world, you'll now be able to actually add equipment to that character. So you can add weapons, armor, items, and spells. So I could go here, and if I had a spell, I don't know if I have any spells or not bound. I'll have to create a new one, right? So, but I would select my spell I want to add, and then I can actually add it to the character. Cool. All right, and Arball said, is there a particular order you create linked summons to make it easier for the AI to integrate things like magical items? For example, you summon a hero's magical sword. I'm not sure if I understand this question. Do you understand this question, Marcio or William?
Yeah. So he's asking if it's better to create a character first, or the equipment that character is going to be using for the AI to have like a better sync, like between the summons. Yeah, I will say that's a very tough question. We will have to get back to you. But as far as from what I've experienced in my testings, it really didn't matter. For example, sometimes I created a specific character and then I created the equipment, and the character still knew about the equipment. And then there were times where I was just trying to create as many weapons as possible, because I was trying to test the knowledge of the world. So I was like, let me create 50 weapons, and then I'll just start assigning them randomly to the characters I create later. So
okay, so it's not really, it doesn't really matter, is what you're saying. It sounds like it doesn't sound like which order. Is that right, Marcio? I think I lost you.
Yeah, so remember, we have knowledge. On those knowledge, anything you equip, so like regardless if you link it or not, those items or those summons that are part of the knowledge will always be considered by the AI.
Okay, yep. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't matter the order then. And I just showed an example, Arbol, here of just adding a sword to the actual to this character. So that's what we'll put it into the actual knowledge. And let's see, Danielle just asked a question.
He's asking about gifting.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, awesome. So that brings us to the final piece, which is gifting. Okay, so let me go to someone else's world here. And am I Vast Centaur? Yes, I am Vast Centaur. So let me. Oops, I need to reload this. Okay, it's loading. There we go. Okay, Marcio, is this yours? Marcio's.
We can't hear you, Marcio, but I think it's his world.
Here, I'm going to use this one. This one's yours, right, William?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so like let's say William created this new world, and I see it, Danielle, and I'm like, oh, I really want to contribute or help out. Well, what I can now do is I can actually gift a summon. So this is a new functionality that we have added, and this is for like collaboration. So if you want to actually create worlds with other people, what you can do here is you can select someone that you want to gift, and then you would actually give it to them. When you gift it to them, it basically gets bound to their account and to that world, right? So if I click understand, we go through all the details about it. Essentially, it goes into a pending state first. William would then have the ability to accept or decline. And then if he accepts it, it would then go into his world. Right. So that's a way that you can kind of like build worlds together. And yeah, in the beginning of the actual session, I don't think you were here yet for this, but one of the things we talked about is that we want Southern Worlds to be more of a collaborative experience. On Discord, as it is, so many people are so collaborative with the events that are being created, and so we wanted to kind of honor that by creating these collaborative features in the actual application. So we're working on adding more and more of these in. But yeah, so you'll be able to co-create worlds together. And yeah, is there anything else about that, William?
Yeah, I think Felfon asked a good question. Is gifting a world possible? How others will use that person's world? So right now, I don't think you can gift a world in itself. You can gift locations, characters, everything what we currently have other than a world.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we actually never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Gifting a world.
I think we can list it down. It's an interesting idea. It's like gifting up, like you're gifting something very well thought out.
Yeah, that is a good idea. And where's the collaborators view?
Gifting is.
I'm looking for where it like shows the collaborators.
The contributors.
Oh yeah, contributors. Yeah, I was using the wrong word.
You can go to 13.2p.
13.2b. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then here's the other cool thing too. So we wanted to set this up where again, worlds would be like collaborative. So if you gift the summon to a world and it gets accepted, then you'll actually show up as a contributor on that world. So here we can see as an example, on this world there was 6 people who actually contributed to it. So you'll kind of forever be a contributor on the world.
You can go to 13.d as well. 13.3d. So below here, your name will always be there if you're the one who gifted it.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. And let's see. Where is? So that's the contributors, and then where's timeline?
Timeline is
Is it this one?
that one. Yeah, that one.
Yep. All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, and then here's the other cool thing too, is that we're actually going to keep track of the timeline of the world. So on day one, the world was created. On day two, the Red Sea was created, right? And then on day three, let's say Marcio and Amy both decided to contribute a couple of summons. They wanted to populate the Red Sea with some, I don't know, some gods of the ocean, right? You'd actually be able to see the timeline of a world that you build. So we're working on that too right now, and we're hoping, and that's going to be ready. Should be ready by Wednesday next week for the beta.
We're getting some love over the gifted feature. We're leaving their feedback.
And guys, I think this was one of our favorite features because this is literally something we see every day in the Discord channel. You guys having events, posting your summons for an event. So we are just bringing the events from the Discord channel into the app, so you guys can actually start interacting and co-creating with each other.
Yeah, totally. Let me see. And Michael said, I love it. I have a Discord channel based around world building, having an app itself make it even better. Oh, cool, man. That's really cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then let's see. I love it. I'd want it as a free user. Let's be real. It's also for you as a business. Yeah, we're going back and forth with that, Arval, because on one hand, you're right. Like it's it's a bit scary to have like the ability to gift for even the free accounts, because again, every time someone uses the app, it costs real money, right? It doesn't matter. If we give like the daily mana, for instance, it costs us real money to give. So we have to make sure that we make enough back in order to cover those costs. But at the same time, we're now in a hybrid model. So we've got the pro subscription, and then we also have the ability to purchase mana. And so what we're finding is we are finding a good number of like free user accounts are paying as they go, so to speak. It's kind of like almost like a pay as you go model. They don't have access to all the things that pro users have access to, but they are still buying mana. So we're not sure how to like really think about that, to be honest. We're trying to kind of figure out what should be limited by pro, what should not. We're always going to have extra capabilities and extra things for pro users, but there is that use case too. So I don't know, we'll kind of measure it out a little bit. All right, cool. So if anyone has any other questions about these features, please post them now, or any other comments or anything. And the last thing I want to talk about is the actual beta process. So essentially, let me pull up Reddit on the other screen here, and we go to some worlds. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So we posted this earlier in the week. It's like a tentative plan. We're changing the plan just a little bit. I don't actually have the ability to edit this post. I don't know why. Maybe Reddit like doesn't let you edit after a couple hours. So we'll probably just make an updated version of it. But essentially, next week on Monday, we're going to send out the beta sign up form, which is this form right here. And so we'll send that out to basically everyone, right? So we'll get people, like everyone will be able to sign up for a chance at the beta. We won't be able to take everyone. So if you don't get an invite initially, we are sorry for that. But we are going to try to do like a rolling approach essentially. So our thought right now is that on Monday we'll send out the sign up form. Then probably on either Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Wednesday, we'll start sending out the first private version of the beta, which is going to actually be a link, and it's actually going to be a separate account. So for the first release, it's going to be on like the staging environment, which essentially just means that it's going to be separate from your production account. So you'll still be able to use your production account on your phone through the normal app. It's not going to change that at all. On this initial beta, like the beta number 1, you'll actually be able to either create a new account or use a copy of your account from like maybe 6 months ago, because we basically just copied the whole database from 6 months ago. And you'll be able to use all the features. We'll give people access on that account to Pro. We'll give you access to some free mana. That way, you can check it out and just play with it. That's going to be on Wednesday of next week. And it's going to be buggy, right? So just giving everyone a heads up, it will definitely be buggy. But the nice thing is that it's not on production, so it won't affect. If you hit a bug, it won't affect anything on your normal account. It's a completely different environment, right? So that's going to be next week's plan. We'll have a couple days of that. And then on June 9th, which is going to be the week following, we're going to start the process of rolling out, like the official kind of beta. That will be on the app, right? So that's going to be like, you would actually, everyone's going to get an update, and then beta users will have the ability to see worlds. Everyone else will not. Like, everyone else will get some of the updates, such as like the enhanced image pieces, but worlds will be turned off for them. And then June 16th is when we're anticipating that it would be for everyone. That is the general plan, but we'll see how it goes. Plans are meant to be changed. We don't know what we'll find, like what feedback we'll get, if they encounter any bugs, and we want it to be like a safe and seamless experience. So that's kind of like the most important thing. So this is the tentative plan, but it may change, and you guys will help us kind of decide what we want to do and how we want to change it. All right, cool. So I think we could probably just wrap up with some last Q&A. Is that okay, team? Do we cover everything we needed to?
Yeah, we just got a couple of final.
Okay. Oops, sorry. I should ask one person at a time. Go ahead, Andrea.
No, just letting you know, we do have a couple of questions from Daniel, Michael, and I think we can wrap the event with those.
Okay. Can you put them up one at a time, and then we'll let us answer them one at a time?
Oh yeah, for some reason it's not letting me select the messages, but yeah, it starts from Phil's last message.
All right, let's see. Phil. Let's see how far back do I gotta scroll here? I see Danielle's. Okay, so here, let me start here because it's just the one I see. So now I have one more question, although I apologize for bothering you. You are not a bother, Danielle. Do not worry. Let's say I pick a character I like and I start to chat with them. I will continue with the next message, and I want the character in the chat to know a place that someone else created. How can I connect the character to that place? Oh yeah, cool. So that's going to be through the knowledge feature, essentially. So I'll scroll over here and I'll go to chats, and then I'll go here. Let me see.
Jedi, I think he's talking about adventures. Because it's a world, or it's a location of another owner, another user.
Well, we don't have adventures turned on, so that would be on the adventure side. That would be, I think, something we can't answer yet. But on the chat side, you can still accomplish this on chat, because if, like, let's say William creates a world and there's a character in it, I want to chat with that character, and I want that character to know about like different locations in the world. That's going to be automatically built in through the knowledge. So you can see here, like when you go into chat settings, you would click on the knowledge tab, and then you'll see locations is going to be one of them, Danielle. So yeah, you'll be able to turn off and on the locations that you want the characters you're chatting with to know about.
Jedi, I think the question is more related to, let's say I'm chatting, you have a world, I'm chatting with a character from your world, but I have a location in my summons library.
Uh,
The answer for that question, Danielle, is no. One, you cannot edit someone else's world. You could suggest and gift your location to the owner of the world. So maybe the owner will be like, you know what, that's cool. Yeah, let me add that location to the world. But no, that character won't know about a location outside of the world. A world will only know about bounded summons to that world.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Thanks for clarifying that, Marcio. All right, cool. It looks like we got another one from Shuri Sear. So New Worlds feature is looking great. Thank you. Is it possible to create a world using unpublished summons that we made? Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to go into detail on this, Marcio?
I mean, it's pretty easy answer. I mean, all the summons you've made since the beginning of your account will be available for you to bound it to whatever world you create. Very important comment: you only be able to bound a summon once to a world. So, for example, if you have a character and then you want to bound one character to 3 different locations, you can move a character from one location to another, but you cannot have the same character in 2 different locations. Why? Because that will interfere with the knowledge when you're chatting with that character. Because if you have that character in 2 different locations, then that character, the AI is going to get confused as, which location to provide the knowledge for. So if you want the same character, you will have to create it twice. So 1 character per location, unless you want to move a character between locations.
Yep. Yeah. And I saw they said that I wouldn't want to spoil my world by using published summons. Yeah, it's totally fine. Now, one thing to add is that because a world is essentially it's a more sophisticated collection. If you publish a world, every summon inside that world has to be published, right? And it's required to work that way because you're essentially saying, hey, people can see my world and they can chat with my characters, and the characters know about other locations and other characters. So you can't have like one private character and then one public character within a world, because it would break the knowledge system. So yeah, just like FYI. Yes, yeah, clones can. So Trisar asked, clones can be in different locations. Clones can definitely be in different locations. So yeah, like even though it's a 1-to-1 for a summon, you could just duplicate it and then create, like a second one. It's up to you.
Yep.
Let's see. Jordan said we would be able to limit knowledge our particular summons regarding places and fun turns of the world. Only ask because it wouldn't make sense for a kid to have a perfect knowledge of geography. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you'll be able to decide what your characters know about and what they don't, both through the toggles here and then also through the custom knowledge and the chat instructions as well. So, like, let's say, I don't know, let's say there was a character who had, I don't know, like memory loss about certain things. You could theoretically let them know about the location that they're in and maybe part of another location, but then you could add instructions to say, hey, for location X, the character only knows about a fragment of, like that location. So that should give you more like customization capabilities to really fine tune these worlds and the character interactions. Awesome. Okay, cool. I think that's all the questions. And we're actually, and it's perfect timing too, because we just hit 101. So thank you all for joining. As a quick recap, Worlds is coming out. Next week, we're going to be releasing the beta sign-up form on Monday. We'll be releasing the beta on Wednesday. The first version of the beta is going to be web only, which means that you'll basically just go to a URL that we provide you for your phone. You'll be able to use it on there. And then the week following, we'll continue the beta. And then the week following that, we're hoping to go live for everyone. So we would love to get your feedback. Please join us on Discord in the beta channel for all the beta testers. We'll start adding people next week to that channel. And if you have anything else, we would love to hear from you. Thank you all for being so awesome. And have a great weekend and rest of your day.
Bye, guys.
And thank you to our team. All right, thanks everyone. See y'all.
And subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, subscribe, like.